Hello, and welcome back to Zig Zag. So, for today's goal, we don't really have a goal so much. We have Ozzy moving in, so we're definitely going to go and say hello to him. And we might see Harvey today. So, we'll definitely want to make sure that we go over to Photopia and get our posters for our starter villagers. We should be getting resident services soon, I think, as well. But for now, the museum's been upgraded. We're going to definitely go and do that customization workshop because that's going to be very helpful. So yeah, straight off the bat, first thing I want to do is this customization workshop. Before I forget, because if I don't do it straight away, I'll never do it. And then I'll just think to myself down the line, why is nothing progressing? And it'll be because I didn't do this. And I remember that you need to have a wardrobe. So hopefully I've got the materials to be able to craft that to make this a little bit more streamlined. Oh, I'll be coming right back. Let's see if I've got the stuff. I think I do. I'm hoping I do. Yes. So there we go. We've made our wooden wardrobe. So now we get to customize it. I always think this is so generous. Like, we get so many of these customization kits right off the bat. And especially because I want to get the Nook Miles achievement for customizing a certain amount of items. So I'm going to need a lot of those kits. And short of, I suppose, going to a treasure island and just picking them all up. Sadly, 3.0 I don't think is adding bulk buying in any bigger fashion than it already exists. So that's not really going to help. That sucks. But we will persevere. And just like that, we have learned how to customize things. That will be going straight in my house, which is a hot mess right now. Nobody judge me. We are not at the stage of the game where I can make everything look pretty yet. Except for my character, who is looking mighty fine in her Nook gear. Still rocking the bandana and t-shirt. So I need to make sure I try and get the 5 items from Nook shopping each day as well. Because then I'll unlock it on my phone, which is going to be so helpful. I'm not sure how many items you have to buy for that. It might be 100. So it takes some time, especially when you play in at kind of the slow pace that I am. So I'm trying to remember to do that. I'm trying to remember to do my daily things. So doing the stretching, giving the scallop to Pascal, finding my fossils, etc. I'm trying to do all those things. I'm also trying to keep an eye on things like the bugs, what's in season. So I'm kind of coming up to the end of March in game right now. So I need to be conscious of any bugs, fish, or sea creatures that won't be available after this month. Because obviously a big priority for me is completing the museum. And I'm not rushing, you know. I'm not too bothered if I miss something and I have to come back around to it in another month, but it would be nice to feel like I'm getting there at a good speed, so it's less things to worry about, if you like. Not that it's really a worry, but you know what I mean. I also, because I want to get those the models as well from Blick, so realistically I need to try and catch 3 of everything, which is going to be a big task, especially because there's no storage anywhere. But here we go, we're celebrating the upgraded museum and Blathers looks so happy about it. And we can see Ozzy there as well. He's like, nobody's even said hi to me yet and they've dragged me out here to celebrate this museum that I have no idea about. That guy is just owning it. I think Ozzy may overtake Tad as my favourite villager. I love Tad, especially because he's the starter villager and I always get attached. Is anyone else like that? I can't help it. Whoever it is, however I feel about them at the start, I always get to a certain point where it's hard for me to let them go. And the thing is with the starter villagers as well, they only ever have like basic items in their house, so it's not really the same as when you move a villager in and they have their actual official homes. So I always want the starter villagers to go, but at the same time I get attached to them because they were the first ones there with me. We were all in it together, you know what I mean? So yeah, it'll be hard to lose Tad and Tammy eventually. But yeah, as much as I love Tad, Ozzy is just so cute. I love him. I love his little face. I'm a real fan of the lazy villagers. Well, some of them, which is funny because it's not like there's really a massive distinction, obviously, in the personality, other than, I guess, like hobbies and things that they can have and their catchphrases and such like. But yeah. Oh, here's Harvey. Right on cue. Does anyone call him Harv? I do agree with what he says. It's like Harvey just feels better. So happy we have this bridge now. It's going to make it so much easier to get around. So these two have their houses today. Big step up for them. Grab this ball and we'll go and say hi. Hey Tammy. Hello. I love how she's giving us this big news, but it's like we knocked at her front door, we walked in. I think I know you have a house. I don't know how slow she thinks I am. Come on, Tammy. I literally walked through your front door. I know that you have a house. It's good to keep Tammy on side because she could definitely beat us up otherwise. I definitely feel like there's like passive aggressive edge to some of her gifts. You know, an explorer shirt. Is she basically telling us to go get lost? I don't know. I actually really do like the sisterly villagers. Oh, and we've got Tad doing some crafting. Hopefully for something we don't have. Oh, firewood. I don't think we have that. Not that that's hard because we have basically no DIYs right now. So everything helps. Please teach me the ways of firewood, Tad. I nearly forgot to talk to him and give him his gift then. Nearly just walked away. I always do that. Once you've spoken with them because they're doing their crafting, I always think I've actually spoken with them instead of, you know, actually speaking with them. Let's give him his gift. And hopefully we'll get something nice in return. It's some coconut. Don't discuss this with Tammy because you may find that you have very similar gifts. A book. Okay. Actually, that's pretty good because we'll need them for some of the DIYs like the library things. So I want to try and keep as many of those as I get. Same with things like cardboard boxes. You get them in the like the recycling bin. And they're actually good because you get a whole cardboard set of items to do. Aw, here's Ozzy. All his boxes. So cute. He's moved onto the island and it's all my fault because I convinced him. I like his catchphrase, all bear. Cute, cute, cute. So we'll learn this and see what we got from the bottle as well. So it's from Lopez and he has given us some log steaks, which sucks because it's basically one of 5 recipes that I already have. And here's the Explorer shirt, but we're not putting that on. We're going to stick with our Nook Inc. shirt, thank you. So I've got these items outside the museum because obviously it was closed yesterday. So I've got a pile of fossils over there and all these things here. And I know not all of it is to be donated. Like, you can't donate that pearl, but it was just easier when I was unloading my pockets to just dump everything in one place. So we'll just grab as much as we can grab now and take that through to donate. Pocket space is an issue, so I'm just going to try and dump some stuff that doesn't need to go in there. And hopefully we'll be able to pick everything up once I've done that. This is honestly the true challenge of Animal Crossing, is just playing Tetris with your pockets. How are we doing? I think I've probably got enough things that I can drop to be able to fill my pockets if I drop these tools as well. I think that's probably enough space. And we'll grab these fossils as well to get those assessed and hopefully get ever closer to completing that part of the museum. I don't think it takes really that many donations to start being like, oh, you're getting repeats more often. Or at least that's how I've experienced it. I'm not sure how many fossils there actually are in the game, like different types. I'm not sure. It's a big day for Blavers today. He's positively glowing with happiness. Oh, of course, we will have to get the art from Red as well. So hopefully we should see him sometime soon. And we can start on that because that's going to take a while. Though I suppose when we unlock him on Harvey's Island, that's going to make things a bit easier because at least that way we can always buy the fakes and then the next day you should have another chance at having a real one there. I'm definitely going to be using some kind of website to tell me what's real or fake because I do not have the eyesight to deal with it, honestly. I'm too old for this. I'm too old. I can't do it. I just can't see. Some of them are pretty obvious, but... And there are some that just can't be fakes, so that's always helpful. Right, let's get these things donated. There is lots to give him. He's going to be so happy with us. I've been doing so much fishing and bug catching and diving. A lot of it sort of off camera as well. It's kind of how I like to wind down at the end of the day. I've been trying to work towards the fishing, the casting one, the one where you have to catch a certain amount of fish in a row. I've been trying to persevere with that, and it's been making me very sweaty-handed every time I go to fish because I lost it. I got to 7 and then I lost a fish, I think. And now it's like gone up past that, and I'm so worried because at one point on my last save, I think I got to like 80 caught and then I lost it, and I was so upset about it. Because then you just see the number 80 for ages and you can't tell where you're at. I don't know why they do that. I'd prefer it if they just showed you what number you are actually on. Right, let's dump some stuff off at home in our limited storage. Hopefully it'll hold for a bit. But we know it won't. These early like house upgrades, the storage just isn't enough. I know I've moaned about this every episode so far. Every time I come onto my Forever Island, I just moan about having too little storage space. And people are probably sat there going, Brooke, why are you going on about this again? We know that you don't like the lack of storage space. You don't need to keep telling us. But I do. Feel free to tell me to shut up. I encourage it. It doesn't even need to be constructive criticism. It can just be criticism. You could just come out into the comments and be like, Brooke, give it a rest. We don't want to hear about this. Lay off. And I will respect that. So I'm trying to keep a couple of those wasps. Again, I need to keep the wasps for the models, but I can definitely sell a couple of them because I've already got 3. I'm very tentatively starting to save them up. I think I'll be doing a lot more of that in the next coming days. I think that's what I'm going to be prioritizing. So I keep checking the hot item, but I never actually do it. It's probably the part of the game I like the least. I know that there's like a money making method that people talk about you get the donation box as a hot item and then you put bells in it and then you can sell it with the bells in it. And especially if you have that the bell ordinance active, it sells for a lot of money and you can basically just keep doing it and selling for more and more money, and it's like infinite money loop essentially. But I think you can only put in 1,000 bells at a time, so it's so time consuming. And I know some people, they'll craft the donation boxes in advance and they'll put them in like areas of the island that they go to a lot. And then they just keep putting 1,000 bells in each time they pass it, and it eventually adds up by the time it becomes a hot item. But I just do not have the patience for it. I can't do it. I'd rather risk everything on the turnips. We're going to buy everything from Nooks because we want them to upgrade their shop as soon as possible. I think you are time gated on that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you might have to play for about a month. So I think it's like a month and then having to have spent a certain amount, which probably isn't hard to get the spending amount. Especially buying the big items at the back most days. But yeah, the rest of it we're just going to have to wait for. The main thing is going to be unlocking the tailors when we do that, because I really want some new clothes. I usually, like, the way I like to play Animal Crossing is I like to log in and I like to be able to change my outfit for the day and pick something out, maybe change up my hairstyle. Always, of course, keeping the pink hair, because that's who I am. And then maybe, you know, you do your daily things like go and get a coffee with Brewster and that sort of thing. I have a very regimented way of playing this game, really. But we do not have the tailors yet. We're very reliant right now on what my villagers are giving me as gift. So, like, that explorer shirt, no thank you, Tammy. That is not helpful to me. You need to give me something better. Something that I actually want to wear. So, you know, today wasn't it, but maybe we'll get there. There's always tomorrow. So we've got the other two villagers coming over the next couple of days as well. They're not here yet, so we got Ozzy first. And we still got Chrissy and Meringue to come. Anyway, we're going to do some of our daily tasks. Hopefully get the money rock. Wahey. Excellent. And just do some, you know, shaking of trees, maybe get some wood and things like that. So I'll do that off camera and then I'll pop back in probably. Oh, never mind. Tammy wants to talk to us. What does she want? Oh, she's asking about Ozzy. See, she has her moments. She has her moments. She's very caring. She's worrying about making sure new neighbours feel welcomed, etc. And hydrated. Very important that our new villagers feel hydrated on the island, which is why she's given us this drinking fountain that we're going to put down. So we're just going to pop this down right near the plaza because it won't stay there. And hopefully I'll remember to move it later. Yeah. Okay, so that's nice. At least Ozzy is going to feel nice and welcome to the island and have something to drink. So, this bug is probably my worst enemy in this game. Now, I actually have a slight partial hearing loss in one of my ears. So, I really struggle with the direction of sound. And when sounds are like quieter, louder, I don't always pick up on it very easily. It can get a bit difficult for me. So trying to find this bug in the game is just a complete nightmare for me. And I just shovel everywhere trying to find it. Just look how many holes. I'm absolutely destroying this island, searching for this stupid little mole cricket that just will not come out of the ground. And I have no idea if I'm close to it or not. It's just a nightmare. I don't think I even have the reaction time to switch between the shovel and the net for one thing. And then all these holes everywhere. And I know that I need to, like, get rid of them because they're going to box me in. But at the same time, then I forget where I've already shoveled and I just shovel over the parts where I've already shoveled. So this is not going well. I am not finding him. Where is it? Where is this stupid mole cricket? I swear to God. Come on. Oh. Come on, 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 come on. Oh my God, why is my aim this way? Why am I this way? Moving on. Moving swiftly on to Gulliver, and we're not going to talk about what just happened because I am traumatized by the amount of holes that I dug and the amount of time I spent there. So we're moving straight on to Gulliver, where we're going to be able to get his communicator parts. And then get a nice item in the mail the next day, which is always appreciated. I don't know how long it's going to take to get to 3 stars, but I'm hoping it won't take long. I'll probably have to, like, plant some flowers at some point soon, put some fencing down, that sort of thing, and hopefully we won't be too far off. I know a big thing about getting to 3 stars is just getting all of the villagers on the island, or as many as possible, because you get severely, like, penalised for not having enough people living there. I actually think it might be impossible to get to 3 stars without a certain amount of villagers living on the island. So we'll need to make sure we have the bells to make all of those housing plots at some point. I remember the first time I played this game and I was really panicky thinking that every time we wanted to put a housing plot down, it was going to be like those first 3 where you have to get all of the materials and spend a lot of time crafting items to go in and out of it. But fortunately, that is not the case. I think I would have lost the will, honestly. Right, I'm hoping that all these communicator parts are going to be nice and close to Gulliver. Because I love him, but I do not want to spend all day combing these beaches. It hasn't even been that long since he was last here. But I think that's because we get, like, a scheduled visit, I suppose, when Blathers arrives on the island, so that's probably why. Oh, where are these parts? This is just bad luck. At least we have the bridge. The bridge is coming in clutch for us. I cannot be bothered with faulting poles right now. Oh, is this one? Oh, one day I'll get that on the first try. Hey, we found our first part. 1 down, 4 to go. Oh, this sneaky little bugger tried to evade us. Three done. This is going a lot smoother. They all seem to be on this side. Hey, we are nearly there. Last one we need. And then we can move on. Because I think really all I want to do is go to Harvey's Island and maybe have a look at the current villagers in some different items. Like, what do they look good in? Can we get them some different clothes? I think it's such a neat trick to go to Harvey's Island and dress up your characters so you don't give them a gift and then think, oh, I absolutely hate it, which I used to do. So I think that's my plan. Yeah, it's a bit of a slow-paced day today. And, you know, it'll be a nice pick-me-up after the disaster of the mole cricket that we're not talking about. My enemy. My sworn enemy. People say Tom Nook's a villain. No, it's the mole cricket. So now he's got his communicator parts, he can get off our island and stop messing up the beaches. The closer we get to 3 stars, the more nervous I start feeling about how I actually want to decorate. I've been trying to think about it as I go, and I keep having conflicting ideas. So who knows what we'll end up going with. As always, if you have any ideas or anything you'd like to see, please do let me know. So I tried again for this stupid mole cricket and I got boxed in between all my holes. I was the cause of the disaster. I screwed myself over. I can't even blame the mole cricket for that one. So we're going to end on a high and we're going to go and have a look at our cute villagers at Harvey's Island, and we're going to see what outfits they look good in. We're going to get their photos. Not their photos. We're going to get their posters. I wish we could get their photos from doing this, but that's going to be a lot harder. I love Harvey. But we'll let him talk. We'll let him say what he wants to say. To an extent. I'm not going into all of it. Okay, let's bring our villagers over. Not going to do anything too deep. We just want to get them here and then have a look at some of their outfits. He actually quite suits this heavy-duty shirt. I actually quite like him in that. It suits him. It matches his nose. See what works for Tammy. Yeah, I don't like anything I have for Tammy at the minute. I think her jacket is working better than anything, honestly. And what about Tad? Oh, that explorer shirt is cute on him. Very cute. I also love the way that tulip hat sits on the back of his head. And the bandana. Oh, it's adorable. And he suits this kid's smock with the little frog on it as well. But I do not have the bells to be burning to go and buy them these items because nothing suits them completely. So I think that's going to have to wait. And that is where we're going to be ending it for today. So thank you for joining me while I rant and rave. And I hope to see you at the next one.